Hello. A lot has happened in these past 4 weeks, and I'm here to fill you in on it. So a couple of things, starting off in order. I finished off all 4 of my zenytes. I got 2 right here. I have my anguish and my torture. Beauties, these are. I finished around 1850 KC for my 4th and final zenyte. So that was one of the goals that I had in the last video. Finished off those items, which I am quite happy about. Another item was a draconical warhammer. And look at this bad boy right here. Look at this beautiful bonker. I love it. I love to see that red hammer. I got that around a little spoonage, around 1500 KC for that. Another thing I also did over these past 4 weeks or so, I have passed 2100 total level. I've gotten 2 more 99s, that being crafting, and then right after that is agility. I also achieved a rank 1 agility 6-hour record for hardcore Ironman. Check this out. That was the record that I set for hardcore Ironman a couple days ago now. But after finishing that up, for a note, for this record, I did loot the final 2 chests on floor 5. I looted every single lap. It wasn't like I skipped some looting just for like extra XP per hour or anything like that. Nope, I looted every single lap, and I plan on posting a video sometime later this week of like the full 6-hour. So then it's just, documented and be like, hey, I actually did get that record. Speaking of records, here are how the high scores are looking for the hardcore Ironman. Getting very close to top 500 for all hardcores here. Quite happy about that. We're still top 104 skills of fishing, mining, thieving, and hunter. Very close for farming. I should be getting that in this coming week. And extremely close for top 100 in agility as well. So that's what I plan to be working on here shortly. This coming week, I plan to get these 2 knocked out of the way to be up to a total of 6 skills in the top 100. I am quite happy about that. Another thing that I accomplished over these past 4 weeks was achieving 44 million GP. I currently have 42 million right here because I have done some wood cutting. The next goals for the account is to achieve 99 construction, and in doing so, I'll be doing that through wood cutting, doing 1.5 tick teaks, teleporting to my house, talking to the butler and be like, hey, yo, butler, listen up. I got some teak logs for you. I'm gonna need you to turn these into planks. And he's gonna be like, yeah, bro, I got you. And, afterwards, I'll eventually ask him again, hey, can you take those teak planks back from my bank, please? That'd be great. And, then proceed to knock out 99 construction right afterwards. These are the current teak plank stack. I got quite a bit of logs stacked up. This is all from Kingdom and a bit of Fossil Island wyverns. They drop some teak logs as well. So going forward, the current plan is to knock out 99 construction. But going forward, because a Kingdom Divided was released, this quest right here also came out with the Arceus spellbook rework. This means that Demonic Offering is now a spell that can be utilized, which offers 3 times XP that you would normally get from just burying ashes or scattering ashes. So because of that, that means that Slayer tasks have now changed. So Abbey Demons previously were way too expensive to barrage, so you never did them. Their GP and return values were just too high that it wasn't worth it to kill Abbey Demons on an Ironman. Especially when looking at post 99 XP, it just becomes way too expensive in terms of blood runes, in terms of death runes. The XP and Slayer XP per hour from barraging Abbey Demons is still pretty great. That's a great task for that. However, the cost cannot be justified. But with a Kingdom Divided and the prayer rework, this means that Abbey Demons now come off of the block list, and now instead of taking like the standard spellbook or going for barrage tasks with ancients, you now are on the Arceus spellbook, casting Demonic Offering every 3 Abbey Demon kills, because the prayer XP is so much greater now that it is actually worth it to do Abbey Demons again. However, you're not barraging them, you are instead meleeing them, because you can't be on the Ancient Spellbook to cast Barrage, you have to be on the Arceus. So instead, this time you just melee them. And if you're barraging, you don't bother picking up the ashes to then bank them, because it just takes way too much time to constantly do that, so then it's not even worth barraging at that point. So you might as well just melee them and get the extra strength, attack, defense, XP that you would ever need with your Arclight. So now, that means, because now you're killing so many more Abbey Demons, this means that you can actually supply a Tentacle Whip. You can have enough whips to justify going for a Kraken Tentacle now. So in the future, alongside of the Trident, I will be going for the Kraken Tentacle, because now I will actually have an inflow of Abyssal Whips that I can utilize on said Kraken Tentacle, which is very great. I'm quite happy about that. And speaking of whips, I am up to 2 Mr. Whippingtons now. My first whip, I got very lucky. I got it at 32 KC, and then my second whip was around 250, 280, somewhere in that range. It was on my second Abbey Demon task for my second one, so... but that is quite good. Knocking the items out that I set for myself to eventually get to Chambers. So, because the Arceus spellbook for Demonic Offering requires Wrath Runes in order to cast that spell, which require 95 rune crafting in order to be able to craft. I already have the Dragon Slayer 2 requirement, but I do not have 95 rune crafting yet. So, I have not decided yet on whether or not I'm just going to go right after construction, because I'm knocking out construction first. I really want that cape. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's very useful, especially for farm runs, for Slayer, for just getting around the game, changing spellbooks, whatever. The construction cape is so good. So I'm going to be knocking that out first. But after that, I will most likely be going for 95 rune crafting at least, which means that I need to gather another 330,000 Day-Alt Essence. And I currently have just over 30,000 here. So another 300,000 Day-Alt Essence just for 95. I also need to collect the Emerald Rings for the Rings of Dueling, as well as the Binding Necklaces. I would need a total of 1,875 emeralds for that. So I need to, you know, subtract away how many I've already made, and then how many Emerald Rings I might get from birdhouses, and then, you know, calculate out, because like this currently is not enough emeralds. This is enough emeralds for half, not for the other half. So I would only be able to like make Rings of Dueling or the Binding Necklaces. I would need to go and collect some more emeralds, and I plan on doing that from thieving some Gemnites. It shouldn't take me too long, but it is something that I will be doing before I start on that massive before I get back to Slayer and utilizing a bunch of Wrath Runes anytime that I get an Abbey Demon task. And I have not decided quite yet on whether or not I will be going for 95 rune crafting and then proceeding back to Slayer for my goals, or if I should just knock out 99 rune crafting right off the bat, but that will require 600,000 Day-Alt Essence and roughly 3,400 emeralds in order to make all of the Binding Necklaces and Rings of Dueling that I plan on using at Lavas. I could do a lot more ZMI instead, which is another option. The effective XP rate per hour for rune crafting goes down by 1k per hour if I do ZMI over Lavas, so they're very comparable. And if I do ZMI, I gain a lot more Blood Runes and Death Runes for barraging in the future, which will help out with Slayer quite immensely. So that is something that I will need to decide for the future. I have not figured out yet. I've been working on a 200 mil all breakdown specifically for hardcore Ironmen, not for Irons. Irons, they have access to like 30,000 Vorkath KC, they have access to the Wildy Altar and a lot of other things that just hardcores tend not to go for. Because doing 30,000, 3-0, followed by another 3 zeros of Vorkath kills, I feel like you are bound to die at some point on a hardcore, because there's a GP problem and things like that, and stuff that I'm currently working on and calculating out to then come back in a later video to come back with a spreadsheet to be like, hey, I did all the calculations. Here are the numbers. Here's what you kill. Here's what you don't kill. Here's the methods for each of the stuff. And I'm currently working on that. And I'm kind of excited about it, but it's not ready yet. There's still a lot more calculations that need to be done. And that's what I'll be working towards in the next couple of weeks, is finishing up that spreadsheet. And of course, if any update that Jagex throws out later down the line changes everything, well, I gotta change quite a few of the skills around. But at that point, it should be very easy to just add something new with new calculations and so on and so forth, to then be like, hey, here's how many red topaz that you need for 200 mil Slayer now that the Slayer sheet has changed, and things along those lines. Plans going forward: knock out 99 woodcutting, utilize all the teak logs that I get from that towards 99 construction, now that I have enough GP for it that I got from Slayer. After that, I will most likely be working towards 95 rune crafting until I get enough emeralds for eventually 99, and then it'll be much better having that rune crafting cape. Never have to worry about recharge, or like, you know, repairing your pouches, things like that. And it also speeds up your XP per hour a little bit. So that's the plans for the future. I will also be working on a spreadsheet to break down everything. This spreadsheet, by the way, is not for going for max on a hardcore. It's for that post 99 stuff. It's for that if you plan to play this account for very long term, like I do. My goals for the account is to get top 100 in every skill, and because of that, I have this like long-term view of the game, of things that I need to work on, things that I need to do, items that I need to collect to make things more efficient and faster and better and more exciting. And I'm very happy about it. But anyways, that'll be it for me. I would like to thank you all very much for watching. Cat, you can get attention in a little bit. Thank you all very much for watching, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.